Hi everyone, this is Kay from The Immigration People. Welcome to another episode of Success Story. But instead of the usual PR approval, today we are featuring citizenship approval. And I have a special guest with me, which is Mr. Jigar. Hi Jigar.
Hi Kay.
Yeah, good to see you and congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope that you're happy.
Very happy.
Yeah, so perhaps you could start off with introducing a little bit about yourself so our audience can know more about you.
Sure. So, hi, I'm Jigar Bansali. I work for a software company in Singapore. It's a multinational company. I've been here for over 15 years now. I have a lovely wife and two boys, twins, and that's my personal demographic.
Yeah, so I remember, Jigar, you actually made the first attempt before. I think it's by your own, right, in year 2017, and you waited for about 2 years and you gotten a rejection. So this is your second attempt, right? Yeah. How do you feel about, your first attempt? What is the struggle that you're facing when preparing for your own application back then?
Sure. So, like most of it, right? It was roughly around 8-9 years in Singapore already. My kids were 15 when they came to Singapore, 15 months.
15 months.
Right, so pretty small. But for them, this has always been a home.
Yes.
And as they grew up, as they became older, their whole experience, their whole surroundings, everything has been around the local culture, local environment. They've always seen this, as I said, as a home. So this was a time where we took a decision that, hey, now that we have settled down, we have got everything out here, we have moved properly everything into Singapore as well. So we have adopted this as a home. Probably it's a time to also look at if we can be part of the same nation and grow with them, right? So this is where we decided in 2017 to do some research on our own, try our luck, and applied for citizenship in 2017. Yeah, it was a long process. We waited for about 20 years, so obviously there was certain kind of expectation when you wait for that long.
20 months, yes.
20 months, sorry.
Yeah.
And we also were thinking, yeah, it's so long, probably it's
You
good
get-
to go,
yeah.
we will probably get through and so on and so forth. And we got a letter after the end of 20 months around the rejection. So a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, yeah, that's fine, that's life. We were already a PR, so we continued with whatever it was and continued to say, hey, let's see how it goes and we'll take a call later.
Back then, the first attempt that you did, right? Did you feel that you were struggling when it comes to preparing for the documentation?
Yeah, so while preparation, I think the guidelines was Google for us. So we looked at Google and the website from ICA. We went through all the documentation requirements and all. Our biggest challenge was a lot of documentations were listed out there, but clarity around that, right? Hey, what does it mean? To what level of details should we go into? How much of backdated documents do we need to really provide, and so on and so forth. So we did the best based on the guidelines, based on what we did some research on Google and say, okay, let's upload this and go for it. So it was a struggle. It was just based on those guidelines on ICA website and whatever we thought might be relevant.
Yeah, but with comparison from your first attempt, right? What about your second attempt through the immigration people? Do you clearly see a difference?
I would say a lot, actually, to be honest, because I think in the beginning itself, with the presentations that were done, we started to get an idea around what needs to be done. That was a good starting point. And along the journey, I would say it was kind of a guided journey for us. So we did step 1, step 2, step 3, and we started looking at, okay, these are the documents I need to prepare, submit that, these are the documents, submit that, and so on. So what it helped us was, it was not that, oh, here is a big list, go figure it
Yeah.
out and do it, right?
Oh, yes,
It was like,
correct.
okay, here are the mandatory ones, here are the optional ones, here are the additional ones that you need to do to support your thing, and that guided journey helped us a lot, actually, step by
Yeah.
step approach.
Correct. In here, we do, stay in touch with our clients, sometimes ask their progress. Unlike maybe some of the other companies, maybe they'll just throw everything to you and then you have to figure out yourself. Yeah, so I assume that you were pretty happy with our, service that we rendered to you back then.
Yes, yes, totally.
Yeah. So, actually, what is your biggest motivation behind applying for a Singapore citizenship?
Few things. Number one, I came to Singapore in 2009.
That's a long time.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I came to Singapore because of my job demand, or my I was working for the same company that I'm working today, but as a home office in Bangalore. And I was doing a lot of support for our customers in the region, which is Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia.
2008, 2009, as you know, remember, there was some downturn times and everything. The financial
Yes.
markets were down and everything. So obviously there was an impact, and there was an opportunity to move to Singapore. This helped me to reduce my travel, considering that my wife had just given birth to twins. They were too young, and my travel was not helping. So Singapore is a regional hub. Traveling, it becomes easier. So that was my first step towards moving here, bringing the whole family. And since then, if you look at it, my career growth is one element. It has helped me a lot being in the business out here, being facing nearer to the customers. So my career-wise, it's been a great journey for me since then. The second thing is for my kids, right? For them, since they have been, I would say, since they've started to recognize things and all surroundings them, they've always seen Singapore.
Yeah, they
So
only remember.
They only
Singapore,
remember
yeah.
that. So for them, this is a kind of first home.
First home, yes.
Yeah, which has also made us adopt this as a first home. We have always been in a local system, right? And it's been a great experience when I came here with the neighbors that we had in the first 6 months, who helped us to settle down. It made our transition pretty easy after the first 6 months. First 6 months we did struggle with the twins, but then the transition was quite smoother. And over the period now, we have just built the community kind of thing, right? Build the friends, build the social groups around, participating in the local events and all. So it's just been this. So that is what drove us. Hey, if that's what it is, that's what we have done. This is where we are living. Then why not make this our home?
Then I think that you did put in a lot of effort to try to integrate to the society, and we help with the, showcasing all this effort to the Singapore government.
Correct. Actually, we as a family started to look at what can we do, how can we do. So we have been working with Willing Hearts for a while now. But to be honest, it was just kind of stuff that we did. But we didn't
Not
realize.
because of citizenship application.
We didn't realize that we should get that document, which will help us at some time.
Oh, so it was not there during
So
the
I
first
didn't have it during the first time, but
application.
after working with your team is where I got to know, hey, it would be good to take some photographs and get some stuff from what we were doing.
Jigar, do you remember how did you find out about the immigration people?
Sure. It was through a friend of ours, and she has been a very good friend of my wife due to my kids. Her
Yes.
kids and my kids used to study in the same primary school. And through that, we have known each other for a while. And she used to work for immigration.
Yes, work in the
People
company.
Work in the company with you. And she said, hey, if you guys are serious about this, why don't you give it a try? And they can guide you through the process. And this is where we said, hey, no harm in checking out. And then we took a first step towards trying to understand how you
we can help.
support and how you can help. And I would say the consultant did a pretty good job of showcasing how you approach, what are the steps, and was quite convincing and said, hey, let's give it a try.
While being referred, right, did you also try to, shop around, consult another company and do some comparison back then?
Uh, Not really, to be honest. I was still thinking to give it a second shot on my own.
Mm.
Yeah. And so we as friends were discussing, and that's the time she recommended, hey, if you've done this, you've got one experience, why don't you try it this way? So we were in two
Oh.
minds. Do I go direct? Do I go with a consultant? And we just
All
took a step.
right. Jigar, how was your experience working with the immigration people?
Uh, Good overall.
Mm.
As I mentioned, I like the guided approach that the immigration team provided.
Mm.
There was specifically, I would say, you had a person handling the document part of it, the documentation
Yes,
part of it,
correct.
Miss Leah,
Yes.
and she really patiently worked with us. We had a lot of questions along the way, a lot of asks along the way, but she patiently worked along with us, helped us guide through again step by step to documentation. But most importantly, when it came to cover letters or recommendations, she shared ideas around what could be something that I should be thinking about in terms of that, and what kind of I would say the mix of recommendations that I should be looking for based on my local connects that I had and references that I had, and that helped us a lot in terms of making sure that we can work through the process.
Yeah, and for citizenship, right? Upon approval, there's still a long journey. Yeah, and I remember you came back to me, and then along the way there are some questions as
Correct.
well. Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I think that was another one, right? We got the letter, but then there were a few asks and
Yes.
few things. Again, holding a passport with my job that requires me traveling. My biggest concern was what happens with my travel plans once I hand over the passport, right?
Yes.
So how should I go about proceeding?
Yeah.
So it was, and thanks to all the
No
recommendations.
worries, because your approval actually came quite close to mine. We're just 2 months apart, so yeah. So it's still very fresh in my mind, like how to do the process. Yeah, I think that we're going to the same citizenship ceremony together.
Probably, yeah. Look
I'll
forward
see
to
you
see
there.
that.
Yeah, correct. So now that you have gotten the Singapore citizenship, what's next? Is it that you have planned to purchase a home here?
So I already have a home. So when I become a
second
PR,
one?
not at this time. My first step right now is my kids are 16 now. So one of my kid has appeared for O levels. One is in an integrated program, so he's all good. So my first step right now is depending on the O level exams, how my kids perform, what path does it take? Is it a poly or a JC, and so on. So my immediate focus is on that. And
Okay.
obviously, when they turn 18, then there's an NS coming our way as well for the kids.
I hope they're excited.
So those are the things right now in our mind, and finally the uni part of it, right? So,
Yes, correct.
So
Do
those
they
are the
have plan
priorities.
to study in Singapore?
So far, yes. So far, yes. I think it all depends on their O levels, A levels now.
Okay. They do not have plan to go like maybe US or UK to study. They prefer to study here.
At this moment, I think one is clear. One is still going through the phase, I would say. He still has 2 years of IP to complete, but he is still in two minds how he
Right.
wants to do it.
Usually at this point of time, we would ask some of our clients who got their PR approved to share with some of our audience who is looking to apply for PR what is their one piece of advice. But we also know that we do have some audience that are already a Singapore PR and they are really unsure if I want to make that big change, because Singapore we do not allow dual citizenship, so you have to give up your original passport. So do you have that one piece of advice for people who are in the stage of contemplating whether if they want to make the big move, switching passport?
Wow. Couple of things that come to my mind right now. I have been a PR for 10 years before I gave it a second attempt for citizenship. I did try, as you mentioned, in 2017. Yeah, but staying here, adopting this as a place, it's been 15 years now for us as a family. My kids were brought up out here, culturally we were so much ingrained into the society. Looking at the next phase of our life, we are not getting younger anymore, right? So for a big point for us was, hey, where do we want to spend our life? Near with our kids, where do we want to go? So far, all our kids are, both the kids are saying that, hey, they want to be in Singapore. This is what they want to continue their life with. And for us as well, we want to be nearer to the kids. Again, socially ingrained, we have already adopted this as our home. So for us, it was like, hey, if we have done this, we're going to stay back out here, then why not accept this and continue and become a part of the whole community out here itself. So that was a big step for us.
I guess the conclusion is that we have to figure out where do we want to spend the rest of our lives.
I would say that.
Yeah, I think that was exactly what went through my mind back then, that I decided to convert, and I realized that I don't think that I'll be going back to Malaysia. Yeah, because I have my son who's a Singaporean, so I decided that okay, my business is here, my son is here, this is where I will spend the rest of my life, and that's
Correct.
when we convert. Yeah. Right. Really, thank you so much, Jigar, to
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
come down, and then you're busy working, but still you come down and share with our audience about your success story. We hope that your success story will be able to inspire a lot more people who is thinking about applying for a Singapore citizenship. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed Jiga sharing, remember to like and share and subscribe to our channel so you will not miss out on amazing story like this. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.